A lot of people know that God says to wait to have sex before marriage, but not a lot of people know why. But there's also a lot of questions like, what if I've already had sex? Or does that even apply in the 21st century? And what does science have to say? So I researched it on and off for about 15 years. And here's a hot take on what counselors, the Bible, and science all have to say about sex. Number one, science. So the Gottmans are leading researchers when it comes to marriage and dating, and they coined something called the love cocktail. The love cocktail is 11 hormones that swim around in our brain and tell us to bond to the other human, especially if sex is involved, oxytocin being a key player here. I've shared this in my other videos, but oxytocin is the same hormone that is released when a mother nurses her newborn baby. It tells the brain bond to the other human. The Bible has a lot to say about sex, but let's look at the very first reference. In Genesis, the Hebrew word echad is used in the first reference as sex, and it translates to binding together at the deepest level. Wait, science talks about how sex is bonding, and the Bible talks about how sex is bonding, but science and the Bible can't coexist, can they? Okay, let's see what counselors have to say. Okay, trigger warning, because this is heavy stuff. 20 years as a counselor has taught me nothing has the ability to degrade, cheapen, wound, and rob a sense of who you are as does sex out of its original design. In the counselor's office, individuals rarely, if ever, weep scalding tears about any other sense of loss like they do a sexual relationship when it ends. Oh, my heart. This makes my heart break so bad because I was that girl too. And I've mentored dozens of girls along the years who have felt the pain of this bond that is broken. Listen, I don't want you to feel less than. I don't want you to feel bad. I want you to know and be empowered to choose better moving forward. I don't care what happened last week or last spring break. This is the opportunity to move forward with knowledge because knowledge is power. But back to my original question, why did God say to wait for sex for marriage? I believe God is a good and loving father. I mean, think about it. God invented sex. It is the most intimate you can be with another human being. It is undressed in every form of the word. Don't you think a good and loving father would invent this creation in the form of marriage, in the form of I am committed to you no matter what, through thick and through thin, for better or for worse, through your flaws and your stretch marks and everything. I love you and only you. But our culture says I gotta try you before I buy you. The point of this video is I think we have cheapened the way we view sex, but I challenge us to elevate it. If we take this elevated view of sex and we realize the God of the universe, daughter we are dating, or son we are dating, and we look at each other with dignity and honor and respect, then we're not looking at what's in it for me. We're looking, how can I best serve you and support you and want what's best for your future? What if we dated that way instead?